I'm Tiffany Souter, entrepreneur, wife, mom to 4 girls, and a woman figuring it out just like you. If you're tired of living a life of have to and finally ready to build a life of want to, then you're in the right place. Come on, let's go build your life of and. I don't want you to mistake this episode being about vanity, because we are going to talk about clothes and colors and how we look in them. This is really an episode about clarity and confidence, because when you know what colors work for you, you can stop second guessing and start showing up. Think about the crazy moments we've all faced. You've got 30 minutes to find a dress at Nordstrom for a last minute event. You're panic ordering outfits before a vacation. You're using Rent the Runway for a big event going on in your life, or you're trying to accessorize school colors without looking like the mascot in the stands. These are all moments, us as busy women, where we have to not only play the part, but we have to look the part. And sometimes our confidence can get in the way of us being able to fully show up for these great big moments. So this episode is about getting our colors done, and more about focusing on what do you do after you get your colors done. One of my stop points have been on this, like, I can't afford to go burn my wardrobe if I have this all wrong. And so I've got Maggie on today, and she's going to help us walk through what do you do after you get your colors done, if that's something you want to do. Because it really becomes a tool to help us make decisions faster and more confidently, not to obsess over, not to be crazy, because there is no color police, as Maggie says, but to simplify our decisions and sharpen our confidence and help you get dressed without overthinking. Because when we all feel good in our skin, we can stop focusing on what we're wearing. We can stop focusing on ourselves and have the capacity to focus on the people and the world around us. That's what we're going to talk about today. Let's jump into it. Hey everyone, I'm Tiffany Souter. Welcome back to the Life of And podcast. Today I have Maggie Link with me, certified color analyst.
Yes.
And we're going to talk kind of like 3 segments. One, a little who is Maggie? You know, how do you get into this profession? Mm-hmm. She's very young. This is like sort of first career, entrepreneurial, getting started, which I think is so cool. You all know I love the entrepreneur thing. And then talk a little bit about the process. I just got my colors done. Sam, producer Sam, got her colors done. Our nanny and my 16-year-old daughter, very special. And then we're going to have 5-6 ways of what do you do after you get your colors done, because this isn't just about having the information. It's about being equipped with like, well, what do I do now? Because that's way more helpful. So Maggie, welcome to the show.
I'm so happy to be here.
And
Thanks for having me.
This is your first podcast episode, right? Have you been on a podcast?
First like official. My mom used to have a podcast like a few years ago, and I was on that like right when I opened these.
Yeah. What was it about? What was your mom's
It's called Awaken Your Faith. It stemmed off of their ministry that they started at St. Elizabeth of Seton.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Very cool. Okay, so Maggie, this is your first job out of school.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
So talk a little bit about like how you got into this, how you sort of felt pulled to it. And you're like fantastically professional. Like she showed up, got all her stuff. Like this is what you do for a living. I think it can kind of be like, oh, do you just have like a Sherwin-Williams color wheel and hold it up to my face and sort of guess? But that is not how this works at all. So walk us through it a little bit, how you got to here.
Well, so it all started, years ago. I grew up and I have always loved fashion. It has always come very natural to me my whole life. I have helped my family and friends with their closets, going shopping, picking out outfits. And years ago, I was still in college. My mom actually stumbled upon color analysis, and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm taking my daughters to go get this done. So we all went, and it was the most wonderful experience. And I remember sitting in the chair getting my colors done thinking, this plays such a huge role in curating a great closet, going shopping, looking great, feeling great, all the things. So I kind of just started like dreaming of, oh my gosh, what if I did this one day? Like it would be so much fun. And again, just so helpful, and useful. And so I was a senior, I believe, at the time in college. And it was kind of when I was deciding what to do with my life. I went to Purdue. I was a communications major. So my degree was extremely broad. I could really do a lot with it. And thankfully, the stars aligned and it just kind of worked out. I stumbled upon TCI, which is the company I'm trained and certified under. And thankfully, they liked me too. And they wanted to bring me onto the team. And my parents were like so wonderful and so supportive and all the things. And so right after graduation, I was officially enrolled to go through my whole training process, but that was, I believe, in August. So I had really all summer to start my branding and get all of like the nitty gritty done. So then once I was officially certified, I can just start seeing clients right away. So I opened in November of 2022 and I've just been working with clients all over the place since.
So what does the certification process look like? Like, do you go to like away for 3 weeks or like, what does it look like?
Yes. So
like study from home? I don't know.
A colleague of mine, her name is Rebecca Reed. She's out in Dallas. She has been doing TCI color analysis for, I believe like 6 or 7 years now. She has been trained to train other people. So we all fly out to Dallas and we go, it's kind of like a long weekend, just training the eye, learning the skill, all the ins and outs of it. And then after that weekend, you go home and then there's like a second portion of training where you work with a bunch of test clients and you submit all of your work and you make sure you're doing it correctly. And then that kind of just depends on your test clients and how many tones you're getting in the studio. You obviously want to be pretty familiar with everything before you open. I believe my period lasted a few months, so not too long. And then once you're officially ready to go, you get to go and then you open up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like the color analysis side apart, like aside, just being an entrepreneur, working through, I don't know, for me, I've had like different fear cliffs of like, okay, what am I doing? What has surprised you as like been more difficult than you expected? And what has been easier than you expected? What are you like 2 years in?
2.5, maybe 3.
Yeah. Like, so you've been, you're doing it. Yeah.
I would say what I have found the hardest, at least in the beginning, was just really getting my name out there. Like you really just start from zero and you're like, well, hopefully people like me. Hopefully people have a really good time in my studio and enjoy the process. And what I have found now that I'm a few years in is word of mouth is like everything. And it's been easier than I first anticipated, I would say. I mean, once you really get the ball rolling. And then something that I have found that I wasn't really sure what to expect was maybe just meeting all of my clients and like just getting to know everyone. When I first opened, it was a lot of like family and friends, of course, and everyone just being sweet and supporting me and wanting to come to ease, obviously, and go through the whole process. But now, like, it is strictly just strangers from all over. I see most people from Indy, but I get a lot of people from Ohio, Kentucky, Illinois. Like, I get people really from all over, which is really fun. I wouldn't say I was anticipating it to be hard to meet a bunch of people, but it has been so much more fun and easier than I thought, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, because there's a client service portion of this business that is more than just the science and skill of the color palette. It's like, being personable, being like, okay, I have to create an experience. Not only do I have to be like scientist, but I have to be entertainer a bit too. Yeah,
well, and it's just, it can feel a little overwhelming. So it's like making it just enjoyable and like have it be as easy as possible.
Yeah. Have you ever had one just go whack? Like, that was nuts.
No,
where they like, I don't know, rejected there.
I've actually been really lucky with my clients. I have had the most lovely people. I've heard some crazy stories. Thankfully, I haven't experienced it. Hopefully that stays the same because I don't know what I would do.
That's funny. Okay, so let's talk. We just got done doing my art, my colors, and some people on my team. And I actually thought, I'm like, I am pretty good at color, I think. My guess is most of my closet, this is my general confidence towards the world. My closet's probably 100% on point. And I wasn't. So I became, what was I? I was
dark winter.
A dark winter, which has a little warmer tones than some of my options in my... No, I'm cool tones.
You're cool.
I'm cool tones.
Very close.
But I like the bright colors.
Yeah. So dark winter has a pretty medium to high chroma. So you can handle a brighter color. You are not the highest color or in brightness, though.
Yeah. And
you love bright colors.
She's like, wow.
Well, also
you're going for it.
Your bright colors have a lot of darkness because you can handle really dark value. So some of your bright colors might be good chroma wise, but then they're just too light. And then the light value makes them appear like way brighter than they should be. So it's just sticking to the hue value and chroma combination.
Yeah.
That you'll do.
It's like, you can do
I
this,
believe in
Tiffany.
you.
I do, but it is interesting. I think I do love bright and bold sort of everything.
Yeah.
And so some of these colors this is such a stupid term, but like, I'm like, this is like a spirit animal color for me. That does
Yeah.
not mean that I look good in it.
Yeah. Hey,
And
there's
those
no
could be
color
separate
police.
things. Yeah.
If you feel great in it,
Just do
go
it.
for
You just
it.
might not look good in it.
If you're going to get your photos taken, though, I recommend dark winter.
Sounds good. Well, actually, if someone's interested in getting their colors done, walk them through. How do you come to the studio and how long does it take? Is this like a half day? I know the answer, but just give people an understanding.
Yeah.
Here's kind of what happens.
Well,
Peek
most of
behind
the
scenes.
time, I always ask my clients, I'm like, how do you find me? I'm always curious. And a lot of people just find me on Google. So you could book an appointment just on Google on my website. You come to my studio. It's in Carmel, Indiana, Carmel Office Suites, if you're familiar. And then you come in. It really depends on the client. It depends on how many people I'm doing. But like a one-on-one appointment, I would say around an hour, give or
so
take.
it's pretty efficient. That's what I was like, this is a pretty efficient thing.
A lot of people are kind of shocked by how efficient it is. And my answer to that is, well, it shouldn't be super complicated.
Yeah.
If you're trained and certified and you know what you're doing, it should be quick and efficient, really.
Yeah.
But obviously a cool experience, and you learn a lot, and we talk about all of the ins and outs of it. But yeah, I mean, it really shouldn't take too long. You come in, I always start with just like a whole rundown of the TCI method, what it's all about, history on color analysis, because I mean, it's been around for so many years. Just because I also get so many people who don't know a whole lot about color analysis. They're like, I just saw this on TikTok once and I've been curious ever since. So I always just start with a whole background. And then we jump into the draping process, which could take around 30 to 40 minutes-ish, give or take two.
But you were also pretty quick with it. Like,
yeah, I mean,
you
again,
keep it moving.
Yeah.
And you come with no makeup on.
No makeup.
So that's a step too. I'm
Yep.
like, hello, Maggie. This is not what I actually look like.
And actually going back to a previous question of yours, maybe that is something like I've found it harder too with clients. I wasn't anticipating people having a really hard time coming without makeup, but a lot of people have a really hard time coming without makeup, having to put on the bonnet, having to stare at yourself in a mirror with the full spectrum lights on. Like I always say it's not the most glamorous process, but it is so worth it in the end. Like, you're happy you did it. You've gone through it, but it's a lot. But yeah, no makeup. If you color your hair, we cover it up with a cap just for accuracy purposes, because this whole method is based around finding the colors that complement your natural features. So if anything is not natural, we just eliminate it, and then we'll obviously talk about it after. No spray tans.
Which is not a problem for me because I can't sleep after I get a spray tan. They're so sticky and they smell forever.
Yeah.
But so hey, we're like this bonnet. And it is kind of like, okay, there's like this little vain moment where it's like, well, I'm meeting somebody new. I had not met you before. And you're kind of wanting to be like, well, hello. Because you know, and you're like,
well, and then I have makeup on. Like,
Yeah.
it's a whole thing. Like, I have thought, like, do I like not wear makeup to these? Will it make people like feel better? But then I have also heard, like, I did a group last night, and the lady who hosted, actually, she was like, when you first showed up, I saw what you were wearing. I saw your makeup, and I was like, yeah, she knows her color. So I also think it's kind of beneficial for me to put on my makeup and
for sure,
dress up, because people are like, okay, wait, she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, you want to show up and look not like you're taking attention away from your clients, but like you do have a cohesive look. I agree. I think that's probably the route. But it is kind of this startling thing where it feels so. Anyway, no big deal, but I think it's interesting. So kind of, it takes like an hour.
Yeah,
and the
not
name of
too
your
long.
company, just so people, we'll put links in show notes so you can click, but it's called
Ease Color and Style.
So spell it.
EASE.
And why did you pick the name?
Do I know how to spell it? So it kind of stemmed off of the saying, dress with ease. Everyone wants to wake up. They just want to dress with ease. They want to get dressed. They don't want to overthink it, but they know that they want to feel great and they want to look great. And so I kind of just thought ease was simple, but it also was like a powerful word. It was a word that is obviously a goal that is achieved through color analysis. So it just felt right.
You know, I like literally, I have a lot of friends who like, I don't know, we go to a lot of cool events and things that require you to like zhuzh it up a little bit. And I'll get text messages from friends that like, what do I wear? I literally don't, like, part of the reason I don't want to go is because I don't know what to wear.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I do think it is a stuck point for us that we're embarrassed to say out loud, but like, I'm going to the WNBA All-Star thing on Friday night, and probably 6 times I've been like, I have no context about what to wear to that thing. But being able to wear your colors and put something together that's going to present you well, no matter the environment, is like a total confidence starting point, I think.
Absolutely. Well, and I have even found with myself shopping in my color palette, I'll see like a dress, for example, and I won't really necessarily have a place to wear it, but I'll buy it because you don't always find your colors out in the wild. So when I find something that I love and it's in harmony with my palette, I always just grab it because I'm like, I'm going to wear this for something. And so then it makes kind of situations like that and just events way easier because you're like, oh, wait, I have something that makes me look and feel great.
Totally. Okay, so let's go into our list of someone comes to you, they get their color analysis. And you also do get this very lovely little like physical palette. Like a
swatch
like
book.
my Sherwin-Williams, like show them. Okay, thanks, Sam. Here,
Good
you
catch.
can see. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, which you all should be, you can see it. It's like a fan. These are my dark winter colors. I can wear black. Not everybody can wear black.
Yep.
Newsflash.
Yep.
And which is interesting because usually we have this thing where if it's formal, you should wear black, and not everybody should.
Yeah. Everyone has their best version of black.
You're so much more politically correct. I was like, you look terrible in that. She's like, no, it's just not your loveliest version of yourself.
Everyone does have their best version, but like you can do a true black because you have a lot of winter influence.
Well, and my daughter is an
True autumn.
True autumn.
And so she can do a pretty true black also, but because she has all warm undertones, she's more medium value. A chocolate brown just makes her look beautiful.
Well, and this is going to be your first tip, but you were telling her even her mascara probably should not be black. That would be more soft on her face.
Softer on her face, also just warmer. Her key word as a true autumn with all warm undertones is warm.
Yeah, which I have cool undertones.
Cool
right?
neutral.
Cool neutral. I'm getting closer to the right answer. But that's not warm undertones.
No.
So I think as a mom, you can often buy for your kids what you look good in subconsciously. Yeah. Like, I like these colors because they look good on me, and we can just like dress our kids in that. Well, she's 16 now. She should probably have a sense of that. So I'm curious to go through her closet.
I'm
a lot of it
excited
is
for
just
her.
Zionsville swim t-shirts. So
no, I'm so if I knew this information as a 16-year-old.
Think about prom and Hoko and these things where they are very influenced by Instagram and TikTok and what their friends are wearing. Yeah. And if the loudest friend of the bunch is a cool spring, is that a warm spring? I'm messing it up. I'm not going to say anything.
Spring
is a spring. She's going to look terrible in those colors. I feel like I'm looking at Sam off camera. But I feel like our friends, we would always like match. It's so dumb.
Oh, totally.
And somebody would pick like
I feel like you're at a young age where like you kind of don't understand like that it's okay to not look cute in spring colors, even though your friend Emma does.
Yes, totally.
We're
Emma is such a spring too.
But like, I don't know. And just, I feel like I was just having this conversation with moms the other day because I love doing I love every client I work with, but I really do love doing young girls because you get them before they start dyeing their hair. Like you get them before they're doing all of the extras. So you're just like really helping them lean into their natural beauty, what just is going to make them look their best, but like feel their best in the easiest way possible because it really shouldn't be hard. And that ties into comparison and just being hard on yourself. Like I learned just way too late in life that, it's okay that I don't look like Emma in my outfit. Mm-hmm. Just like Emma doesn't look like me in something she puts on of mine. And that's completely fine. But when you're young, you're like, but why don't I look like Emma? Mm-hmm. And it's like a whole thing.
It's so true. So true. Okay. I think this is a great birthday gift idea. Sweet 16 party.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to do back to school. And so that was why I had my daughter do it. I was like, we're going to do back to school shopping. If you listen to a previous episode, she just started spending her money we give her on her own clothes. And so I was like, this is a way for me to help streamline that for her.
Totally.
Like her budget of like, hey, all these things will work together. This is kind of an
Absolutely.
amplifier to that.
Yes.
So. Okay, let's go through our list of.
Yes. So after color analysis, first steps, I would say hair is a big one. Hair is probably as important as your color because it's framing your face. Figuring out undertones, figuring out value plays a massive role in hair color.
So like on my palette here, let's say you had said my girl actually does a pretty good job with my hair, but if not, would I take this to her? Like how could I?
No. Unless you want like colorful hair.
That I was gonna say because there's not really brown on here. So like there's some brown, but I'm saying like practically, if it's like,
practically,
hey, I've had my hair done by this girl for 10 years because I'm 45, you do start to become very loyal to your person because you don't come out looking whack. So how would I have that conversation if my girl was not good at that?
Yeah.
How would I have that conversation with her in a way that was not like off-putting to her or like, hey, this is kind of what I'm learning in my own color journey. Will you be a partner in that with me? This is a real question. Don't take her this again, YouTube, because it's gonna come out red. But how would I have that conversation?
So let's pretend that you have your dark brunette hair, but you're like kind of going really, really blonde. And you end up coming to me. You're told you're a dark winter. The first thing I then tell you is, okay, well, let's talk about your hair if you're open to it. You have very dark, natural hair. And the colors that look best on you are these dark and value colors because they harmonize with your natural features. You're going really blonde right now, which in the nicest way possible is draining out your face. It's washing your face out because you look so beautiful in this dark value. So then you're sitting in my chair and you're like, okay, yeah, no, I'm going back to my roots. I'm going to go get my colors or I'm going to go get my hair redone. Then you just go to your lady and say, I want to embrace my natural color.
Okay. And let's go back to that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or let's say you're a blonde and you're told you're a true spring, but you're going a really cool ashy blonde. Then I would say, okay, value-wise is great. You have naturally really light hair. You can handle the lightness. But undertone, you're all warm, but you're very cool and ashy right now, which is also washing out your face. So then you just go to your hairstylist and say, I want to warm up my highlights.
Okay.
And sometimes I have clients who take that and they're like, perfect, and they know exactly what to do. I have other clients, I send them pictures from Pinterest. Like they just need a visual. It's totally up to the client and what they need.
That's super helpful though. Yeah. That's very practical. Yeah. Okay. So start with hair because we wear that every day.
Yes.
And it's sort of this like literal picture frame to our skin.
Absolutely. And if you have natural hair, you don't even have to touch it. And I actually always encourage people to stick with natural. And I feel like women who have started dyeing their hair due to gray, I feel like they hear the word natural and they're like, excuse me, I'm not embracing my gray yet. I don't really even mean that. You can cover up your grays, but just going as natural as possible with value. Like my natural hair is like a really warm, almost red brown. So like I'm not going to go any darker than what I have, or I'm not going to go super blonde. Stick with natural. But if you already have natural untouched hair, you don't even have to.
Of course.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You don't have to do anything.
So number one, hair, which is something, again, if you're coloring it, you're already spending money on that.
Yeah.
So your recommendation is get as close to natural as possible. And if you're not doing anything great, you already have a head start. So the first thing is hair. Second thing, what do we do?
Second thing, makeup. Makeup is huge, specifically lipstick and blush, even if you don't have a wonderful color on, because at the end of the day, most likely you're not going to go home and find all of your colors in your palette in your closet, nor are you going to be able to have the time and the money and the energy to go on this massive shopping spree, or really, I mean, the time as in like, you're not going to find all of your colors in one shopping trip. But what you can do is make sure your hair is great and then your makeup's great. So I would say lipstick and blush, finding out your undertone plays a huge role in foundation, concealer, all that stuff. You're neutral.
I'm a neutral.
You're neutral.
Yes. So this is like, but that would, I'm like, for $60, you can go get a new lipstick and a blush.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, this is a very accessible starting point to say,
totally.
And this you actually do take your palette.
Yes, you use all of your reds, your pinks. I would even lean into your purples.
Do my lipsticks and my blushes. So that like literally take this to Sephora.
Yeah, Sephora, CVS, Ulta. I mean, literally whatever makeup you want. Or go to your makeup bag first and see what you have and see what works and what doesn't.
So I think that's a simple, I had never heard that before. I feel
Yeah.
like that color analysis, I always thought burn your wardrobe and go buy all new things.
Yeah.
Every woman sort of secretly hopes that that's the directive. But
no,
that was helpful.
makeup.
I'm like, this right here, makeup. And you said even some of these purples for lipsticks
Totally.
surprisingly look lovely for
So beautiful.
people who have these
I've
palettes.
always said, even if there's a color that you're like, wow, I would never have tried this in a million years, give it a shot.
Yeah,
You're
the
always going to be
yellow.
pleasantly surprised.
Yellow. I would have said there's no yellow on planet Earth I could wear. So I'm
and
kind of
I mean, the
excited.
reality is every single color in your palette, I mean, obviously if you love every single color,
Yeah.
that's a plus. But it's normal not to be like, I want to go buy a dress in all of these colors. But like small accents, like your yellows, I feel like beaded jewelry right now is really in, like necklaces and stuff, like yellow beads in a really cute like summer necklace, small accent.
Yeah, very fun. Yeah, you
But yeah.
pulled this green bobbly necklace out of my thing that I've had since maybe high school. And I was like, oh, I had that really because I thought it was costume jewelry. Like for my kids to wear at a Green Day for kindergarten. And you were like, no, I would actually wear this. This will look great on
It
you.
harmonizes.
So, okay, number 2, makeup. I thought that was such an easy, simple starting
Yes,
point, and I never would have
yes.
gotten there. I never heard that.
Totally.
Number 3.
3, buy clothing in your season. I'm all for like, if you want to, I'm not going to tell you not to purge your closet, but my approach when I first got my colors done, being told I was a dark autumn, I had none of my colors in my closet. Therefore, if I purged, I would have quite literally gotten rid of everything, and then I would have like had a panic attack because I had no clothes left. So what I did is I didn't get rid of anything, but everything new I bought, I made sure it was a dark autumn color, and I was really strict with myself. But what happens is over time, you're just going to accumulate so many pieces that work really well. And then it'll make sense to go back and get rid of the things that don't. And you'll start seeing all the cohesiveness in your wardrobe that you're like, oh my gosh, every color that's not dark autumn is now sticking out like a sore thumb. So yeah, go out, shop in your palette, bring your swatch book places, get familiar with your colors. The more you use it, the easier it gets.
I think we'd also talked about like almost reshuffling your closet so that as you go through and say, these are the things I own that are in my palette, almost like putting those in one section of your closet so that those are easily accessible and that section kind of grows over time.
Totally.
And then that way you're not kind of shopping everything all at the same time. To me, I just like fewer choices always.
Totally.
Except for when it comes to shoes. But I think just being able to see like, okay, this is the part of my closet that really does align. Why don't I work with that?
Yeah, and
as
it
a
just
starting
will
point.
add as a really great visual too. Even today, we went through your closet and we pulled out 5 things that weren't in your palette and then 5 things that were. And just even like seeing the 5 things that weren't in your palette, like you just need to see it with your own eyes in new ways, because you can stare at your palette all day long and you really just need to apply it.
And that's the thing. Number 4 is like bring 3 things in, take 3 things out. Like kind of the edit becomes,
Yes.
if you go shop for a few things and you add those to your closet, take that number of items out
Totally.
of these are not in my color palette so that it becomes this like slow, gradual transition.
Absolutely.
And then last one, like you said, as an autumn, it can be hard to find, like shop in your literal season. So you find more clothes in that time of year.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about that.
The reality is at the end of the day, we still rely on the fashion industry for clothing, and they don't really take into account color analysis. So I have found as a dark autumn, when fall rolls around and all of the new fall fashion is out, I'm seeing way more of my colors than when it's the dead of summer. And everyone goes through that at one point of the year. Like I'm in it now as a dark autumn in July, but you know, I'm going to thrive in the fall, and then a light spring is going to be like, oh, what's going on in the middle of winter? So everyone kind of goes through that. So I would definitely recommend shopping wherever season your tone falls under. But you'll also just notice patterns over the course of shopping. Like I know Zara carries one of my best off-whites. So whenever I'm looking for something white, I go to Zara. One of my favorite stores is called Reformation. They have a lot of just autumn colors in general. So
A lot of autumn prints. I know that brand. Yeah.
So I always go to Reformation if I'm looking for like a dress somewhere, because I just know that they're going to have a really beautiful dress in my palette. So you'll notice patterns too. Lululemon, I've stayed away from recently because they love bright neon colors. But for a dark winter, maybe even a bright winter, like Lululemon is kind of your best friend.
Yeah. But I feel like Athleta tends to go more autumn colors.
Yes, Athleta. Sometimes Aloe Yoga will have a really great dark autumn color. They're kind of all over the board, really. They stick with a lot of black and white, though. I love Beyond Yoga. I have found they have really a little bit of everything when it comes to color. So you're gonna find where you like to shop, and you're just gonna notice patterns and trends. And then I always like to say too, kind of tying into like seasonal things, I get a huge question. Okay, I'm a dark winter. How do I wear these colors now in the summertime? And then vice versa. I'm a light spring. How do I wear this in the fall? And naturally, all of our palettes are inspired by the season that they're named after. So again, naturally, as a dark autumn, I am going to really shine in the fall time. But that doesn't mean I can't wear my dark autumn colors in the summer, as I'm doing right now. I always say it's not about the color. It's just how you style it, really. I only wear dark autumn colors now, and I'm perfectly fine in the summertime. I'm really happy with it, actually, because I'm wearing things that make me look my best. So like a light spring, they have a lot more like beautiful light pastels. But I think chunky pastel knits in the wintertime are stunning. So it's just...
It does start to play with texture, and even like if you had on a maroon tank top, it reads very differently than like a long sleeve, like the saturation even of the fabric. And
my bathing suits are like maroon and like dark blue. And you get like neon colors for swimsuits, or a bunch of patterns are really in right now for swimwear, which I'm not wearing any of that because, I mean, one, I haven't found dark autumn patterns in swimwear. But yeah, I mean, it's just leaning into your colors and buying them in seasonal wear. And you're going to make it work. And the colors are going to make you look amazing. So like, why not?
Totally. Love it. So do a quick rundown of the things.
Number 1, hair. Number 2, makeup, lipstick, and blush specifically. But I mean, eyeshadow, mascara, actually. Mascara is huge. 3, go shopping, get familiar with your swatch book, buy a few things in your season. And then number 4, start purging the pieces in your closet. Once you're bringing some things in, you can get rid of the things that aren't working, organize it by season so everything in your wardrobe is cohesive. It's a good visual. And then lastly, have fun with it.
It's like there's no color police, as you say.
There's no color police.
As we talk through this, my grandma used to always say, dress to forget yourself.
Yeah.
And she was a pastor's wife. So she did not live like, this life of glamour where she was like dressing up all of the time. But she lived a life of giving and taught us, my mom and us as like granddaughters, that when you feel good about yourself, that is when you have the most capacity to give. Because your world gets really small when something's too tight, when you just don't, you see yourself as your reflection and you're just like, don't like how you look. Our attention goes back to ourselves when that's the case. So I really feel like this color analysis is not about vanity. It's about freeing ourselves from these decisions that can become so complex in our minds, and our closets can become this thing that we war with instead of it being this complement to really putting us into our purpose, into our community, into our family, so that we're just like free to give our attention and our time and our talents to the world around us. So Maggie, thanks for blessing us and Sam and Lexi and Aubrey, my whole team, and my daughter.
You guys are so welcome.
With this color analysis, I am committed to 98% compliance.
There's no color police. That's perfect.
No color police. And it's been so fun. So thanks for what you do for others. If you guys want to reach out to Maggie, we had the most fun time. And you will do in-home. It's a little bit more expensive.
It's a little bit more expensive, but people are absolutely willing to pay that for being in the comfort of your own home. That way you can like bring in food and drinks too.
And have you like maybe spend a few minutes in their closet.
Totally.
Like just taking a look. It was kind of fun for me to see her. Because I'm like, well, I bought that suit in Italy. I think I have to keep it. And she's like, totally fine. It's just not your color palette. So you have these weird emotional connections to your pieces.
Totally,
and so having somebody else take a gander is kind of nice.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. If you want to reach out, link in show notes for you to connect with Maggie. And you've been a delight. Thanks for coming. And
thank you for having me.
Super fun.
Thanks for listening to The Life of Ant. This is your weekly reminder to keep making bold choices, saying clear yeses, and holding space for what matters most. As always, if you like this episode, I'd love for you to drop a review and share it with your friend. It's the fastest way that we can grow the show. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you next time.